Good afternoon, Parkland family and friends.
Hi, Parkland.
Beth and Jason with this week's edition of the Bulletin. So, Jason, Sunday was a phenomenal day again.
It was 2:44 in worship.
2:44, yes.
3 young men joined the church.
We did. It was a great day. Great day.
And the energy these last couple of weeks have been just
Yes.
amazing.
Absolutely.
So if you're not coming, you're missing out.
Time to get back. You're not coming in person.
Yes.
We need you to come back.
And
so how was your preschool and children pajama party?
It was a lot of fun. I think we had 17 or 18 preschoolers.
Oh, there were a lot of preschoolers.
And then we had 9 children, and we played in the gym.
Good.
No, only one person got hurt, but
She was not a child.
She was not a child, and so Miss Linda she's recovering. It was kind of it was just accident, and so she's all right.
Now will she be back this Sunday?
She will be back this Sunday. I think she's supposed to be here tonight.
Excellent, excellent.
So we're glad for that. It was just a lot of fun all the way around. I think our parents seemed to enjoy it, and we had this big idea that at the end, especially with our preschoolers, that we'd read them. We had a book that was geared for them, a little devotional,
like in their pajamas,
and to kind of get them calmed down. And then I walked back to the gym, and like all the kids were like, children, preschooler, wow, wide open. I said, well.
That didn't work.
We tried.
So in your brain, they would be calm and they would go to sleep in the car, and then their parents would just put them in bed. Yeah, well, good thoughts.
But it was fun. They always having a good time,
Yes.
and it was just a great night.
Absolutely.
So thank you for bringing your kids. Thank you for our teachers for helping out with that, and it was a really successful. So the next thing is yours.
This Friday night, Student Ignite. We're going to do Parkland version of the Olympics.
Oh.
So if you know a student, if you have a student, if you are a student between 6th and 12th grade, come on over and join us at 7 in the gym. And the food for the night is going to be make your own pizza.
Ooh. Yeah.
And so not only are we going to give out gold, silver, and bronze medals for the Olympic events, but we're going to give one out for the pizza that looks the best. Because we can't really taste everybody's pizza, but we're going to give the most visually appealing pizza medals. And we're going to give a medal for the person who brings the most non-Parkland friends.
Oh, wow.
So we should have a really good time.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we'll see students and any parents that want to come join us Friday at 7.
Now, will there be videos of these games that we can post later?
If we get the person, and there'll be a person, an adult in charge of each game, each event. And so if they can get their head around videoing it, there will be videos.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It does. It does. Okay.
And then the next one.
Jason, I think this thing is possessed. Which way are we going? Not anyway. Okay, here we go. We're getting it.
There we
are. Wait for it. Now, so the next thing is March the 5th on Saturday morning, which is like a week from this Saturday.
Yes.
With our gender, sexual orientation, and identity and culture with Nikki. And we are offering childcare now.
We are now.
So because of that, we need you to sign up. And so if you haven't, please make sure that you sign up so we know how many people are with childcare.
It looked like there was a good
number. Are there
number
good
of
numbers?
people.
Okay.
And then Rhonda's got it all worked out. If she's not asked you yet, or if you would like to help so that our parents that normally work in the children and preschool departments can be there.
We don't want to take away from the people that need to go to the workshop. So if you, and I guess that's it. I was going to say.
And it'll be a great thing, and it's for grandparents, parents, if you've got teenagers in your life or kids in your life, because this stuff is starting
young
preschool.
Yes.
And so
I know what I was going to say. The sign-up sheet is there's posters at various places around the church, but the only sign-up sheet is in the front elevator foyer. So make sure you sign up there so we know what we got. Okay.
And then
we have the selection Sunday night, which is going to be the 13th at 5:30. There will be food. We still don't know who's preparing it, but don't worry, there'll be food. And there we're going to have a chili cook-off. Now, right now, our dear friend Lisa Persinger is the only person that's not a staff member that's signed up to bring chili. So we need you to sign up, because if the staff member wins, it looks kind of rigged. Yeah. So we need you to sign up. You can bring regular chili with noodles, regular chili without noodles, other chilies, which is spicy, meatless, or meat that's not beef, or white chili. So there's spots in all of them. So sign up, and we're going to vote with a little money turn it into a youth fundraiser, and so we need you to sign up for the chili cook-off.
That'll be a lot of fun too.
It
So
will
we'll get to taste all kinds of different chilies, and money will go to the students.
Yes.
And we'll get to watch some basketball
Yes.
be on.
Yes, it'll
if it's
be
like
fun.
the Super Bowl party, there'll be some people watching basketball, and then some of us that'll be out.
It'll be fun.
Visiting with
It
others.
will be fun, yes. Okay, so now, Jason, this morning you had an opportunity to sit down with Pastor Chris
Yes.
and talk to him about our new Sunday evening ministry.
Yes, this past Sunday night during the business meeting, the deacons and the staff made the recommendation that we do some different things on Sunday night to help foster community
Okay,
in our church.
all right,
And
good.
so here is the interview that Pastor Chris and I did earlier today. So, Pastor Chris, we had some announcements on Sunday night about our Sunday night programming ministry that goes on. It's going to look a little different, so I thought we'd have a time that we could talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the things that we noticed during COVID, and I'm sure all of you have your similar experience, was we noticed that a lot of the relationships that we had with people who were in our church actually ended up being shallower than we realized. Not being able to be in the same place every week on Sunday morning to see each other, we realized that those relationships weren't quite as deep as we had hoped. And so one of the things we've been praying about as a staff and with the deacons is about how do we address that? How can we provide ways for people to connect more meaningfully with one another? Not just passing conversations in the hallway, although those are great things, but to make sure that we're actually connecting with one another and building lasting Christian relationships. And so one of the things we came up with was this idea that we need Christians, especially brothers and sisters in Christ, to spend time together around the table. That real life happens when we sit at a table, enjoying a meal together. It's where families connect with one another, couples reconnect with one another after a long day, friends sit around and laugh and play games and tell jokes, and there's a lot of relational stuff that just happens at the table. And as we look at the ministry of Jesus, he did the same thing. He spent a lot of time at other people's tables, just getting to know them and ministering to them in different ways. So in order to do that, to spend time at one another's table, we had to make some changes to our schedule. And so that means that for the time being, we're going to put a halt to Sunday evening services as we have traditionally had them. So there will not be any scheduled things happening in the church building on Sunday nights. And instead, basically what we're going to do is we're encouraging people to invite others to come and have a seat at your table at your house. So inviting friends from Sunday school to come over, inviting your neighbor or family members who may be far from the Lord, family, spending time with your kids intentionally, discipling them and teaching them about the Lord. But these are all just ways to get around the table and spend time with one another. And so I know it's going to look different. It's going to be something we've never really done before. But I think you just have to clear space in order to allow some of these new things to have time to develop.
And now we'll have some resources that goes along with this that will connect what we've talked about in church, and then maybe some other activities that we can do around the table. Because once you're around the table, it is kind of less formal and it's more. Just a lot more fun sometimes to be around the table, and so we'll have some resources.
Yeah, so starting on Sunday, March the 6th, so this is when all of this is going to start, Sunday, March the 6th, we're going to start having some resources in the bulletin every week for those Sunday dinners. So some icebreaker questions, some questions that might relate to what we did in the sermon on Sunday, or maybe from a Sunday school lesson, things like that. We're going to try to give some resources for that to folks. We're also talking about doing some book studies and some other things, looking at how Jesus use this ministry around the table. So we're working on that. So that may come in the near future as well. But really, we're just trying to encourage people, hey, think about who are the people that you need to have sitting at your table. Like I said, it could be family members. It could be somebody from church. And I want to encourage you not just to think of the folks that you always spend time with, but to think about the folks who might not have anybody else to sit with. To think about folks in our church who need that connection with you in a real way. And so I think it could be a really cool way to start looking at ministry differently and thinking about who can I invite to come and sit at my table.
This is what the early church did. They went together, they worshiped together, they ate together, they did things together, and hopefully this will help build some more of those relational things, because as Amy and I were thinking about our list of people to invite, we're trying to find people that we don't normally get to have relationships with and try to develop some more of those.
Yeah, same thing. Like Emma and I were thinking about this the other day. One of the groups that I don't really have much time with is our college students, our young people. And it's a group that definitely needs some investment from me as their pastor. And so they're one of the first people that I wrote down on our list. other folks in the church, deacons, other leaders, it'd be great to sit down with them. Folks like my one, think about who your one is that you're trying to reach who's far from God. Invite them to the table instead of just having a gospel conversation at the fence if they're your neighbor or at work or wherever. Invite them to come sit down at your table. Folks you just haven't seen in a while, spent time with. But I also want to encourage you, don't wait for somebody else to invite you, okay? Don't wait around and say, well, nobody invited me, and be a grump about it. Instead, invite yourself, create new spaces where we can connect with folks. There's lots of different ways that we can get together in a meaningful way and sit around the table with one another.
And we don't have to worry about, our houses don't have to be perfect.
No.
Everything doesn't have to be in its place.
Yeah.
I mean, this is life together, and this is not a lot of stress. If you want to order something out, if you don't cook, order something out and just share it around the table.
The point isn't that everything is perfect. And I think sometimes when we come to church, we feel like we have to have this image of I've got it all together. But that's just not true. The reality is all of us have something in our house that's undone. And when we let somebody into our house, we're allowing them into our lives. We're not just sitting in the same space as them. We're allowing them into our lives. And so we want to let people into our lives to see the real us, all its flaws and warts and everything. And like you said, it's not really about what we sit together to eat. Nobody's expecting a 5-star meal, but Little Caesars Pizza works just fine too.
Absolutely.
You can go by KFC and get a bucket of chicken. Go by the Pie and Ice Cream Kitchen and get a pie. It doesn't have to be terribly complicated to have these meaningful times around the table with one another.
And this is kind of recapturing what we were doing maybe a generation, because I remember growing up, going to my grandparents' house on Sunday was like, you didn't go out you went to your grandparents' house, all the family came over, gathered around the table, you laughed, you played out in the yard. It was a lot of time. So this is trying to recapture some of that we've kind of lost over the last little bit.
And in the coming months, it's going to start getting warmer outside too. So we can have a cookout in the backyard, play games, invite folks over to do that as well. Really the possibilities are endless here. But the main goal is just say, hey, let's live real life together around the table. And I think the Lord is going to bless that effort as we allow one another into each other's lives, but also that we can use this and see our homes as a means of ministry. Because that's really what it's there for. It's not an accident you live where you live. It's not an accident that you're around the people that you're around. God did that on purpose. He's planted us there for a reason. So we need to see our homes as the resources that they are.
So I'm very excited about this. It will be different. And I will have some times that we meet that we can share what God's doing during these times. So it's not like we're just giving you carte blanche to not be here on Sunday night. Right. There will be times that we get to share about what we've done or been able to do during these times around the table.
We'll try to ask about this on Wednesday nights, especially as you're here for prayer meeting and other things. Hey, how did it go around the table this week? And we'll share stories. Hey, it went great, or hey, it went really bad. That's okay, either way. But we do want to share stories about how God is using this, and I really think that's the key to a lot of this is just sharing those stories, because it helps encourage the rest of us to say, hey, I can do this too. I really think it's accessible for everybody. Everybody has someone they can invite to sit at their table. And so I think this could be a really great way to connect with people.
So be expecting some more information about this. I think we've got a letter that's going to go out. There'll be some more social media videos and posts about this. We'll do Sunday morning announcements about this, so to help get the word out. But this is kind of an exciting new step in ministry here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about it. And, like I said, we've been praying about this for a while and trying to figure out how do we do this. And there's no perfect answer. Again, at the same time, I realize that we're trying something different. So there's the possibility that folks say, no, we don't really want to do this and this fails. And I'll be the first one to come back and say, this didn't work. We'll try something different. But for now, I just feel deep in my heart that we need this effort towards reconnecting and building strong relationships with one another. And I think that God is going to honor that effort as we do this together.
So I'm excited about these opportunities. So continue watching, and we'll keep you updated on these changes to our Sunday night ministries here at Parkland. So, all right, go back to Beth now in the studio.
Thank you, Jason and Pastor Chris, so much for that. I'm kind of excited about it. I will admit to you that it's a little scary. It's something totally different, something new we haven't done, a little anxious about it. But I do think the goal is phenomenal, that we reach out in the community and reconnect with people that maybe we haven't connected with for a while. So you start thinking about who you can have in your home or who you can take out to eat to a restaurant, and we'll just kind of build the Parkland community through those Sunday night meals. So make sure you're here Sunday and you come to all of the ministry events we have left during our 6 weeks of learning and laughter, and put Jesus first in your life and invite someone to church. Bye, guys.